this one, and oh gosh, this one. These are the only 2 drones that I fly out of all of these drones. I spent a lot of money on this hobby so far, and I'm going to talk about it today. Yeah, so I've had so many resources to, go to and be like, hey, like, is this a good idea? Should I buy this? And I just never did that. I wanted to learn on my own, and that was a bad idea. But I just kind of wanted to be able to learn how to do this hobby and figure things out just all on my own. And I did that by buying a lot of FPV drones, parts, headset, like goggles and radios, I should say. And over time, it added up, and I did not realize that it was adding up. I'm kind of just gonna go over like the amount of money I've spent through a spreadsheet I created. I'm actually have to update it a little bit more because I didn't include all the GoPros and the cameras that I've been through as well. In just a year and a half, it's quite a lot of money. Hopefully, I guess, you can take from this and learn that, don't spend this amount of money because you could just kind of learn through other people, and it's ridiculous. I should have spent this much. All right, let's go to Excel. Okay, so I'm currently editing the video, and I just need to re-record the entire segment of Excel because all I did was whine and cry about how much money I spent total on the hobby. I didn't really talk about a whole lot else. Going into it, back in like June of 2022, I decided to buy the DJI FPV drone. So I can kind of get it back into the hobby, something a little bit easier to manage. The batteries were the biggest concern, where I didn't want to be able to, or I didn't want to constantly worry about charging the batteries, LiPo voltage, and I used it for a while up until one day where I just crashed it. It hit the ground, spun it. I actually have the video here, hold up. Just coming around, flying around, hanging out, having a good time, going around this tree a little bit, and then I was like, let me readjust real quick, and then boom, right into the ground, flip out, go through the fence, straight into the concrete in the road, and I'm freaking out at this point. The drone is not stopping, and I guess it detected that it was upside down because it just stops. Now I'm in the middle of the road. A car passes by, 2 cars at that point. If this drone would have gotten run over, that could have caused a car to spin out and get into an accident. That would have been bad. Eventually, my friend and I figured out where the drone landed and retrieved it, but this was not a good experience. The drone just would not stop no matter how many times I pressed the start stop button in manual mode on the FPV drone. It just wasn't picking it up, and it crashed. It was horrible. I hated it. So I stopped flying that. I went with my Nazgul 5 from like a year prior to this that I had, and I flew that. It felt so much better to fly, a lot more comfortable. I felt a lot safer flying it because I had full control over the start stop switch, whereas like before it was just a button with the FPV drone. And I spent like $1,000 on that. That's like a huge investment. I got the goggles out of it, and I tried digital for a while, but I'm using HD0 now. So at the #1 spot, we have Amazon coming in at $4,411.02. Wow. I bought a lot of batteries over the time off of Amazon, as well as cameras. At one point, a flight stack, frames, motors. The point is that Amazon isn't really a good resource for drone parts, FPV drone parts specifically, because there'll be a lot more money. I guess it's because that Amazon delivers through Prime. Maybe the seller has to pay a fee for that. I'm not entirely sure about that. Next up, we have Pyrodrone at $2,881.85. This is, oh man, I love Pyrodrone. Customer service is fantastic, and they write little notes on the shipping paper when they send it to you, like, you know, thanks a ton, Bradley, for ordering from us, or like hearts, or they'll sign it with their names. It's cool. It's very personable. I really like their website. I love buying from them. If my YouTube channel ever blows up, I would love to have Pyrodrone as like a sponsor. That'd be so cool. They're the best. Absolutely. I have RaceDayQuads at $1,314.94. I didn't use these guys as much. They were okay for a little bit. I don't know, they just Pyrodrone with their overnight shipping method was just a lot more appealing to me, and their customer service was just better. But I never had a problem with RaceDayQuads. Next up, we have GetFPV coming in at $997.08. This is where I purchased the Nazgul 5 from 2021. It's not on there because I couldn't find the order for it. Next, we have BestBuy. This is where I bought the DJI FPV drone and a GoPro Hero 8 Black. You know, I just wanted a GoPro to be able to get footage for a YouTube channel, which I didn't actually start until like 2 months later. So the first one I bought just would not turn on at all, no matter what I did. So I had to return it and then get a new one. And then the new one, I crashed into the gutter at some school that I was at, and the sounds would not record anymore. So I had to send that back to GoPro to get a new one, and they eventually said that they didn't have one, so they sent me a Hero 9. That's the same Hero 9 that I just recorded the intro of this video on. So I have my gripes with GoPro, and I know a lot of other people do, but they're just such good quality. I was thinking about the DJI Action 2, but I don't know yet. I really got to think about that. So after that, it's GoPro's official website, where I bought the GoPro Hero 11 Mini Black, however you say the name of that, which was $346.52. Next up would be Banggood, where I purchased the Baby 8 Pro and the Tyro 79. Lastly, we have AliExpress, where I purchased the TMMRC Dolphin 140. I saw it in a Nick Burns video and I thought it was really cool. A little 3-inch where you keep the battery on the top of the drone. It looked cool. I bought it and it arrived with a broken motor, so then I had to buy more motors for it. It was a mess, dude. So with all of these prices, how much money did I spend? Well, a lot. I spent a lot of money. Actually, I spent $11,798.39 over the course of 2.5 years on this hobby. That's a lot of money to spend. Oh man, I'm sure there's a lot of other YouTubers who have spent a lot more than I have, but this is a value that I have not seen before. Like, cars are fine, you're buying a car, but this is multiple purchases over the course of multiple years. It's like gambling. It basically was gambling. Like, I was gambling whether or not I was going to get a good price or like a good drone. And then most of the time, it was not a good investment. So there it is. $11,000 spent on this hobby. Do I regret it? I do. Am I mad about it? I'm not, because I still learns a lot about the hobby, and you know, how to troubleshoot, how to fix, how to build, how to configure. It's all just a lot of knowledge I have now, which I can use to help other people in the hobby who are just starting out or who just need some information. All right, so there it is. There's the video, guys. I'm gonna leave you guys with some FPV footage as I normally do. I don't know how to end these. CSGO 2 was announced. That's cool. Yeah, just watch the video.
Soda left it shaking.